Let's take a look at the affordable BMW in today's video. I'll include a link to the BMW of Murray's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this SUV. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 7-speed. Fuel economy is 25 around town, 34 on the highway, with power outputs being 241 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now this one's finished in this kind of like sand color. It's very, very light. Pretty cool looking headlights, and then you've got a reasonably sized kidney grille on this. And then you notice we got lots of silver trim. There's also parking sensors on the front end, and I think the X1 is a good looking car. Tire and wheel setup is 225 by 55 by 18. You've got silver with metallic gray, and the wheels are actually mostly closed off. That's interesting. And look at that, they didn't cheap out. They actually painted the fender flares and the bodywork there on the side. Those white strips are because they haven't been taken off yet. It's just plastic. Anyways, look at the side profile, kind of boxier. When it comes to key fob features, you've got the BMW logo with the lock function also, and then you have your unlock and then the opening for the hatch here on the side of the key. Cargo cover built in from the factory, and when it comes to space here in the back, the X1 is actually pretty spacious. Again, this is a compact SUV, and then let's check underneath the load floor. Not much happening there. That's cool how the taillights kind of arc across there on the back. More parking sensors down below. You got the rest of the badges too, and even a receiver hitch. It's an itty bitty one. That'd be for like a bicycle. That will cap things off for the exterior. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now check out the interior. You've got soft touch all over the door panel. You notice the two-tone coloration. And this is pretty cool with how the handle loops around. Very nice trim with the seats perforated all down the center. For a compact, I mean, this is pretty spacious in the back. We also have some vents in the back, USB ports, and then the headroom, because that boxy design is good. Keyless entry for up front. Let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then down below you've got your memory seat function, Harman Kardon sound system, more of that soft touch with the two-tone coloration. Also, the mirrors do power fold in, and even the regular handle's cool. Look at that, this still has the factory seat covering and everything on it. But yeah, you can see the seats perforated there at the bottom. You've got all of your power adjustments on the side. The front passenger seat's also power adjustable. And let's start her up. Comes to the steering wheel, you've got soft touch all around. There are some practical controls on the front face for stuff like your voice command, phone controls, stuff for the music. And then your cruise control there on the other side, and then they still have traditional stocks there on the back. Full digital gauge cluster in the center, and it will change with the different drive modes, which I will say, I just want to show this. This is so annoying to have to change drive modes. I have to click a button, and then it'll pull this tab up on the screen, and then I can click on the different modes, so it's not as easy as just twisting a dial. But anyways, the change there on the cluster is cool, and look how much range you have with the fuel. It looks like this is, yeah, full tank. There's also a heads-up display, and then we've got soft touch trim all across the dash. There's some nice wood trim and everything below. I don't know if it's real, but it looks nice and feels nice. 360 camera system, good resolution with the whole camera itself. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it does at least respond quickly. Man, the screen is dark there. So yeah, response time's great, and everything's nicely labeled. So it's pretty darn user-friendly, but yeah, they are putting a bit more into the screen, like the climate controls, for example, are built into the screen. Also the controls for the seats, and it just has heated seats and a heated steering wheel. But they at least give you physical buttons there for the defroster setup, and it's kind of cool to vent in the center. And then phone charging pad below, got some cup holders and some more USB ports. This has what I call a floating center console design because there's storage underneath the center console here. But a bunch of controls on the top, including the transmission select, which is that little kind of knob there. Seems like the Germans like the little knobs for the transmission select. That's kind of interesting to open up the little kind of center console there. It's very long, but it's not very deep storage-wise, and at least it has soft touch on the top. Controls there for the panoramic center fin. Yeah, it's got one. 2026 X1, X-Drive 28i, 50,375. Let's see how this X1 performs. There we go. X1. I'll have a review on the 35 another day. One that I was going to review today's checked out to someone, so yeah. Didn't feel like hunting keys. Could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. No acoustic glass with this. So, not bad though. I mean, the BMWs are pretty insulated as is, but you know, that's gonna mean we're gonna get a little bit more noise into the cabin. Let's see how this 7-speed does. That stop sign needs to have some lights on it. It's just enough behind that tree that I almost missed it. Pretty smooth with the transmission. Pretty darn smooth. And the suspension's pretty comfortable too. Looks like they're building a house. Yeah, one thing I will say, not a lot of travel. I mean, that was an on-road bump, and it sounded like it hit that bump stop pretty quickly. Not going crazy fast either. Just something interesting to note. How quiet this is. Again, it's pretty darn insulated for not having acoustic glass. It's not bad at all. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Not terrible, but noticeable. They're building so many of those apartments. Wow. It's actually got pretty good power. Now I gotta pop into the sport mode. People complain that I don't put cars in sport modes, but you know, let me tell you the truth. It makes a little bit of a difference, but it doesn't make as big of a difference as people claim. You know, I'll see people that'll be like, oh, if you put it in sport mode, it completely transforms the car. It's like, eh. A car either has power or it doesn't, you know? It either feels zippy or it doesn't. I feel like people are too bought into the whole drive mode gimmick. I mean, yeah, that felt a bit more responsive, but it still felt responsive in the normal driving mode, so yeah. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. So, the X1, this is a nice little luxury SUV, right? Fuel efficient, affordable for a BMW. Pretty cool looking. And the 7-speed's not annoying. I thought the transmission might be a little bit annoying, you know? BMW has an 8-speed in most of their cars, but yeah, 7-speed's not bad at all. Kind of makes it feel a little bit sportier in a way. I think it's good. I think that's positive. So, let me know your thoughts on the X1 here. But I think it's a pretty solid little setup. And it seems like BMW right now is just doing the best job out of the big 3 German brands in terms of the quality with their cars. And then just the value offerings. Seems like they're also kind of doing a little bit better. But I mean, they could, like some of these plastics are feeling a little bit on the cheaper side, so that's something they could improve with some of the touch points with their cars. Just and again, it's not that it can't be plastic, it just, I think they need to kind of do what you'll see in some Toyotas and Lexus product, where they'll have kind of more high, and Nissan even, they'll have kind of more high quality feeling plastic.